Hello. The Department of Wildlife Resources is gearing up for summer, and we thought that during National Safe Boating Week would be a great time to throw out a few safety reminders. Sergeant Ivan Koplov and Officer Bonnie Brazil are here to answer some of our boating safety and water questions. So, to get started, guys, life jacket safety. What are some of the requirements for life jackets that we need to know?
It's very important. Every person on the vessel needs to have their own life jacket. It has to fit them, be in good condition, no rips or tears or mildew, and it's got to be Coast Guard approved. So every life jacket will have a Coast Guard approval here, and it'll tell you the weight limitations, etc. And it has to be worn properly. This has zipper and buckles.
Life jackets need to be readily accessible. It's recommended that adults wear them underway, and it's required for children to wear them underway. This is the Type 4 throwable life jacket here. This has to be immediately accessible, so if somebody goes overboard, you can easily grab and throw it and get it to them quickly. You want to make sure that these are in good working order as well. No tears, no rips, no cracks.
And we do have once again, the Coast Guard approval. You can also get a ring buoy, which will also have the Coast Guard approval on it. That also satisfies the Type 4 PFD requirement if the boat is 16 feet or longer.
So another question about the kids life jackets. So obviously there's more than one size for children. What about babies? What about mom and dad who want to bring their newborn out? Is there a certain type that they need to know about? It's not just put on one you can find.
Right. You always want to refer to the label. It's U.S. Coast Guard approved. It's going to be weight, and the children's and the babies have this extra strap that is very key to go underneath the child. They do make very small baby life jackets though.
Yes. So there's a lot of other equipment that goes on a boat. So what are the other requirements that we need to make sure that we have before we leave the dock?
So if you have a engine on your boat with an enclosed gas tank or anywhere vapors can accumulate in the boat, you got to have a fire extinguisher. So one thing to check, it's also going to have the information on here, and you're going to check the gauge there. It's got to be in the green where it says full, because after sometimes several months or a couple of years, these will lose pressure and go to empty. And to be valid, it has to be full and charged.
This is a sound producing device here. A lot of boats these days come with actual horns on them, so if you have a horn on your boat, you want to make sure it's in working order. If not, you can go to your local Walmart sporting goods store to get a little horn here, or it can be as simple as a whistle. Anything sound producing to get the attention of others, if you need it, it's key.
And also the engine cutoff switch. If your boat is equipped with an engine cutoff switch, it does have to be worn while you're underway. Good place to clip it on is your PFD here. That way, if you become disengaged from the controls while you're operating the boat, when this comes out, it'll cut the engine off. That way the boat is not a danger to yourself or anyone else.
If you are operating your boat before sunrise or after sunset, you always want to make sure that your navigation lights are in working condition. Rules of the road are the same, just like in the water and driving a vehicle. These lights show the direction of travel and communicate that to other vessels on the water.
So we're obviously talking boating safety. So boating safety course, who needs to take it?
So anyone operating a boat that has an engine of 10 horsepower or greater has to take that course. It also applies to any personal watercraft or jet ski. You can take that class either online or in person. You can get all the information off our website on the schedule of the classes or where you can take it online.
Okay, and it's not a license I can go buy, it's a certification card I'll get after
Correct.
the end of the class.
You have to take the course. It has a lot of great information. You have to pass a test, and then you will be issued a certificate that you have to have on your person when you're operating that vessel.
So obviously this summer, a lot of people are going to be out on the boat, having a good time with their friends and family. We've got a few holidays coming up. People might like to partake a little bit and have some beverages. What are the rules and regulations with boating and drinking?
So boating and drinking is the same thing as drinking and driving. It is a legal limit of 0.08. But what a lot of people don't really understand is that when you're operating a boat out in different conditions, the sun dehydrates you. The motion of the boat, drinking beverages out here really accelerates the whole getting drunk process. So you're on this boat, you're operating, you're responsible for your boat, everybody inside of your boat, and the safety of others. So you want to be responsible when you're out and about. Of course, safety is number one.
So while we're out this summer, we're going to have friends and family, and we're going to have little kiddos. So what are some things we can do to make sure the little ones are safe while we're operating the boat?
The number one thing that you can do to make sure your children are safe on this boat is to properly equip them with a life jacket that is their size and their fit, and not just put on. You need to strap it on, so if the unthinkable occurs, they are prepared to just float in the water.
And when the boat's underway, do not let your children sit on the gunnel or in the bow or the stern. They need to sit in an actual approved seat in the vessel because it is easy to fall out. And I also like to say, if they're in the water playing, watch out for the propellers in the boat. They are very sharp and they can cut you.
So we've covered a lot today, but what are some final tips we can throw out so people can be extra safe on the water?
All right, well, before you go out on the water, the first thing you want to do is check the weather, not only for right then and there, but for hours, because you're going to more than likely be out for at least a couple hours. You also want to make sure you have a float plan. Tell others what you're doing, where you're going, how long you're expected to be out, so that if you are not back within that time frame, the proper protocols and people can be contacted so we can immediately begin the search. Time is of the essence there. Another key factor is wearing this engine cutoff switch if you have it. Safety first. This will stop the boat from moving and be able to have more control in of the situation.
And please remember, drinking alcohol and boating does not mix. Please obey all the navigational waterway markers and operate at very safe speeds. Thank you.
Remember, this is called a life jacket for a reason. It can save your life.
Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you coming by. And as always, if you have any questions or concerns, please let us know. Remember, wear your life jacket, happy summer, and always boat safe.